What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to Broken Sword 2. Right then. Let me take a look at this chart.
Senor, leave the chart alone.
Leave the chart alone. Why, Mr. General? Why must I leave the chart alone? Surely it is just a simple chart.
Do you have a map of Quaramonte?
A map? I'm sorry, senor, but I don't.
What about the one on the wall?
Ah, that is an archaeological survey map, senor. Not suitable for tourists.
I see.
I'll be back.
Yes, we will. Right, so we have to distract the General and... what was his name? Ronaldo. That's it. We have to distract them both.
Why did you show him the stone?
I thought maybe he might know something about it.
Well, he does now, for sure. He knows we have it.
It's fine, Nico.
Did you notice that chart on the police station wall?
Yes, it looked like a map to me, but I couldn't make out the details.
Whatever it was, the general didn't want us to see it.
Yeah, we need to find a way to distract him so we can have a look at it.
Came on a little strong with the general.
I was merely flattering his ego, George. Every man has his Achilles heel.
Maybe, but that guy's weakness isn't in his foot. Labano tells me he's been seeing a lot of you.
We meet sometimes for lunch, a drink. After you'd gone back to the States, I was pretty lonely, you know.
Lonely? You must have been desperate. Couldn't you just visit the zoo or something? That man we saw talking to the general was Oubier. Didn't you recognize him?
I never met him, remember? The guy I called in Paris claimed to be Oubier, but he sounded nothing like the man in the police station. Maybe the professor really is innocent.
Nah, it's too much of a coincidence that he's here in Quaramonte.
Hold on, Nico. So, you know that Professor Oubier is French, judging by his last name of Oubier. And the guy you called... Well, the Oubier's house that you called, you thought was Oubier. Could you not have told... Could you not tell between the accents of South American and French? Shouldn't that have tipped you off? Or maybe you thought that the guy that answered the phone, which was Pablo, was Oubier's servant, or helper, or secretary. So, yeah, well, yeah, okay, I can let you off for that one.
Would you like a biscuit?
Gourmet dog? Have you been eating those things, George?
Sure, they're great.
Yuck.
Guess what this is? Go on, guess.
It's wrought iron, probably from a chimney stack on an old stove.
Well, I suppose it could be. How did
There's
she
no
know
supposing,
that?
George.
My grandfather used to work in a foundry.
Ah, okay.
Take
How
a
did
look
you read
at this,
my mind?
Nico.
That's disgusting, George. Why are you carrying it around with you?
I don't know. I just can't seem to part with it. Take a look at this.
An eclipse of the sun. Why the sudden interest in astronomy?
I found the cutting in Oubier's house.
Apparently, it's only visible from Central America.
Which is where we are.
Take a look at this.
What a
Mon
coincidence.
Dieu! Where did you get that kind of money?
It's not mine. I found that statement at Oubier's house.
Oubier has that kind of money.
Do you have any theories about this stone?
I think that design represents a dog, a Mexican dog.
So, this is the sacred Chihuahua stone? Sheesh.
Coyote, George, not a chihuahua. I mean, there's nothing really scary or sacred about a chihuahua. You know, a dog that you could literally just squash with your little finger.
Have you met the guy who calls himself the General?
No, I haven't. Is he a real general?
I guess so. He wears a lot of medals on his chest. The wrong side of his chest. At least for any army I'd ever seen. I hear you drove all the way to Quaramonte. In a truck.
That's right. You would not believe the state of some of those roads. Makes me downright sad to think there's still some places you can't reach in an automobile. In this day and age, you'd think there'd be decent highways just about anywhere folk choose to go.
Did you know that the truck was full of explosives?
Whatever gave you that idea, as if I couldn't guess?
Your husband. He was exaggerating, wasn't he?
Sometimes I wonder how I'm gonna cope with Dwayne's over-fertile imagination.
Catch you
You
later,
dealt
Pearl.
with it so far. Pretty sure you could survive it a little bit longer, Pearl. I believe Oubier is talking to Dwayne. Yes, he is. Mr. Professor Oubier, I have some questions for you.
Professor Oubier?
Yes? Who are you?
My name is Stobbart. George Stobbart. Does the name Karzak mean anything to you?
Yes, I know him. In fact, if it wasn't for Kazak, I wouldn't be here.
What?
He's financing my expedition.
Tell me about your wife, Professor.
Please, I don't want to talk about her.
You shot her, didn't you?
No! I loved Carol. She meant the world to me.
What do you know about my girlfriend's abduction?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was invited to your mansion in Paris.
Not by me, she wasn't. I haven't been home for nearly 7 months.
Have you ever employed a Central American butler or servant?
I've never employed any kind of servant, monsieur.
Would you like a biscuit?
No, thank you.
You should, they're good. I can't get enough of these things.
George, why no?
Take a look at this, Professor. What have you got to say about that?
Where did you get this?
Never mind that. How do you explain these withdrawals?
I left my financial affairs in the hands of my secretary.
Including the withdrawal of funds in cash from your personal account?
I trust Gwyneth implicitly.
And why Marseille? Why the very place my girlfriend was taken?
That's obvious, Stobbart. We are both the victims of the same devious plot.
What plot?
I have no idea.
Right, well, that's helpful.
Do you know anything about this eclipse, Professor?
Of course. It's not the reason I'm here in Quaramonte, but I'm looking forward to seeing it all the same.
Can you identify this statue, Professor?
Oh yes. Tezcatlipoca, the Lord of Darkness,
A Central American god, right?
a supreme deity. Tezcatlipoca means, literally, smoking mirror. There. You see the mirror shield in his left hand? The Mayans believed he could look into the mirror and see into the hearts of men. He was the wind which came howling in the night in search of victims, and victims they gave him by the thousand.
Human sacrifices?
Men, women, children, animals, anything that bled. The steps of his temple ran red with the blood of sacrifices. The Mayans have a legend that says he'll return one day. I hope I'm not around to see it.
Yeah, and the Bible says that Jesus will return, but they're all still waiting.
What's your interest in the eclipse, Professor?
Oh, it's purely a layman's curiosity. History is my subject, not astronomy. But I've been fascinated by the movements of the heavenly bodies since I was a child. I wouldn't miss a total eclipse for the world.
Total eclipse of the heart.
Does the eclipse have some special significance for you?
From me? No. For the ancient Mayans, it marked the end of the Fifth Age.
Perhaps we should be celebrating.
Ah, no. The end of each age heralds destruction on a global scale. The fifth is the final age, ending in the total destruction of the Earth.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Do you see this label?
Yes, it refers to a company named Condor. What of it?
I traced that company here to Quaramonte. Do you know where I can find the offices of Condor Transglobal?
The company no longer exists. They went bankrupt recently.
I have proof that you are directly involved with Condor.
I used them as shippers to transport artifacts to a gallery in Paris. Beyond that, I have no connection with the company, which, as I said, no longer exists.
Are you sure? Are you absolutely, truly sure?
Can you tell me anything about this stone?
Where did you get that?
That's my business.
How much do you want for it?
It's not for sale.
Nice talking with you, Oubier.
Do you think the general was involved with Condor?
Hell no. And if he's a general, I'm a Buddhist. No, that fella's just a mouthpiece for the real power in Quaramonte.
So the general is nothing but a puppet?
He's like Pinocchio before he met the Blue Rinse Fairy. Strictly strings and wood.
Who's pulling the strings?
His mother. Better known as La Presidenta, the dictator.
I had nothing else to ask him.
Okay. So, let us, talk to Pearl first.
I had no more...
Nothing else to ask her. I don't think we have anything else to ask Nico. If not, then we'll head up to the mining company. That has a very...
There was nothing else I wanted to talk...
strange dress code. You'll see what I mean.
Hey, Nico!
Hola, señora.
Hi. We were wondering...
I was talking to the lady, Chico.
Hi, my name is Nicole Collard.
Concha Garcia. How can I help you, sister?
The corporation I represent is considering a major investment in Quaramonte. Your advice, as the head of an obviously successful concern, is precisely what I'm after. My assistant, Mr. Stobbart, has a few questions he'd like to ask you.
Go, Nico.
Have you heard of a man named Karzak?
No? Who is he?
He's the reason we came to Quaramonte. We think he's running a drug ring.
Well, I hope you find him, but I've never heard the name before.
Can you tell me about the accident at the mine?
Accident? It was sabotage. Somebody wanted my mine closed down for good.
Do you have any evidence that the mine was sabotaged?
Not yet, but I'll get to the bottom of it. There'd been trouble at that mine for several months. The workforce was getting smaller every day. Someone had started a rumor among the men that the mine was cursed. Now the entire operation has been closed down.
Where's the site of the mine?
Several days upriver at a remote area known as Teoculcan.
Do you know Professor Oubier?
Yes. I understand he is about to embark on an archaeological expedition. He hired some equipment from me earlier today.
I overheard him talking to the general. I think they're working together.
What? If I'd known that, I wouldn't have hired out the equipment. Now, why would the general be interested in an archaeologist?
Would you like a dog biscuit?
Would you like a smack in the mouth, Chico?
Does this stone mean anything to you?
I think it is a spirit stone carved by a Mayan priest, no? I don't know which of their many gods it represents.
Can you tell me anything about this statue?
It is Tezcatlipoca, the god of death and pestilence. That fetish would be considered by many to be a bad omen.
Not one for superstitions yourself, then?
Do you recognize the icon on this label?
Condor Transglobal.
Did the company operate here in Quaramonte?
Yes, they ran an old container ship, the Mayan Princess.
Do you know who owned Condor Transglobal?
I have no idea.
You see this? It's my lucky piece of coal.
What's so lucky about it?
I'm not sure yet.
And there's the odd dress
Nice
code.
buns.
Have you heard about the forthcoming eclipse?
I don't take much interest in things like that. One of the boys might know about it.
Would you be interested in these panties? They look about your size.
Is that your best line, Chico?
I'm serious. They were an unwanted gift.
Put them away before you get overexcited.
Yeah. So as you can see, the dress code is shirts and no pants. With a thong. For reasons unknown. Other than it's
Hi.
quite
Good
hot.
afternoon, and welcome to Consolidated Mining. If you are planning to stay in Cuaramonte City, may I recommend the Consolidated Mining Experience, an interactive hands-on tour of one of our deepest mines, with talking tour guides available in 3 different languages.
A tour of a mine.
Well, this is a mining company. What else did you expect?
And by hot, I meant the weather. I don't mean it's hot that he's in a thong with no... Let's just pass that.
Do you know anything about the eclipse that's due soon?
Me? No, senor.
Do you know where I could find Senor Karzak?
No, senor.
Well, aren't you just a
How
barrel of
come
freaking help?
you're not wearing any pants?
I feel more alert without them. Kind of perky.
And your boss doesn't mind?
She suggested it.
I bet she did. Conchita.
I had nothing else.
Okay.
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
Let's go and speak to Mr. Professor Oubier. See what sort of dealings he has with the mining company. And why he wanted to rent out some equipment. I mean, obviously for archaeological purposes, but there may be something else. And this is where I get a bit fuzzy with this. Because I'm not too sure the things you have to do to make the things work to do this and that and the other. Oh, Oubier's gone.
Did you find any evidence of Condor's drug smuggling operations?
Drugs? Hell no! Condor was a cover for the illegal export of Mayan artifacts.
So who was behind Condor Transglobal?
It was registered in the name of Edan.
Did you get the guy?
I don't think he ever existed. Edan backwards spells Nady, Spanish for nobody.
Very clever, Dwayne.
Is Miguel the reason you're here?
Pretty smart, George. I was supposed to make contact with him. By the time I found him, though, he was in jail. I've been trying to figure out a way to get him out since then.
Sounds good to me. Count me in.
Good man, George. All I need is a detonator.
How come you brought a truckload of explosives but no detonator?
Call me old-fashioned, but I say packing trunks is woman's work. I left the packing to Pearl, and I can't find a darn thing. Just hope she remembered to bring my denture polish. I'd sure hate to arrive back in the States with tar on my teeth.
That's okay, Dwayne. I know exactly where we can get a detonator. Though it's gonna take a little bit of doing. Because I can't quite remember how we get it exactly.
Do you know where I could buy a detonator?
Did Dwayne put you up to this by any chance? Oh, I get it. This is to detonate the truckload of explosives, right?
Hey, come on, I was kidding. Did you think I was serious?
I know what you boys are like when you get together and make plans. Dwayne says he could solve all the world's problems if he had enough missiles.
That's generally the United States idea.
Catch you later, Pearl.
Just fire missiles at it. It's fine. Sure, it'll work. Hey, we need a detonator.
Do you have any kind of detonating device in stock?
Sure. They're kept in that cupboard.
I don't suppose you have one spare.
I can't simply give you a device like that, no without a damn good reason.
The general has a chart in his office, which he was discussing with Oubier.
Perhaps that chart will tell us where they're heading.
Maybe, but I can't get anywhere near it while the general and his sidekick are there.
So again, we need to distract them somehow. If I remember correctly, we have to goad Nico into going on a small date with the general. Not that she wants to, but she kind of has no choice.
Hey, Nico!
I just now have to remember how to do it.
I'd asked him all I'd wanted to for now.
Ah.
I wasn't going to...
Yeah, I know. Ronaldo?
Hi, I'm George Stobbart.
Hello, senor. How can I help you?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No. I clicked the wrong bloody thing.
I wasn't
No,
going
I
to...
know, George.
I'd like to visit your prisoner.
Condemned prisoners aren't allowed visitors.
Condemned?
To death. He is to be executed. Knowing my luck, I will probably have to shoot him myself.
Amnesty International's gonna hear about this.
Well, at least you get to do something instead of just sitting on your arse and writing out forms.
I thought Miguel was arrested for playing the wrong kind of music.
Si, senor, he was.
And that carries the death penalty?
No. You think we're crazy? While being questioned, he confessed to being an anti-government agent.
Are there any ancient pyramids near Quaramonte?
Si, senor. But it's not very impressive. It's in ruins.
That's perfect. Would you be willing to give a guided tour of the ruins?
I can't. The general would have a fit if I left all this paperwork.
That's why we have to distract him.
Would you like a gourmet dog snack biscuit?
I would love one, senor. But I would have a problem with my teeth.
Toothache?
No, senor. If the general catches me eating on duty, he'll knock them out.
That's generally a problem.
Do you recognize this statue?
Tezcatlipoca. The night wind. Take it away, senor. That stone is cursed.
It's just all hubbub.
You know anything about this eclipse?
No, senor. El General keeps me in the dark about most things.
So long.
Now we need to ask Nico. Think at this point?
There was nothing else I wanted to talk to Nico about at that time.
Yeah, maybe not. Unless it's outside that we need to talk to her. Again, I'm fuzzy on most of this. There's a way to do it, but I'm not too sure how.
Could you distract the
there we go.
general while I took a look at that chart?
You're kidding. Did you see the way he was leering at me?
Yeah, you'd make a great snake charmer. Come on, 5 minutes is all I need.
Well, maybe. But it's your harebrained scheme. You do the talking.
Fine by me. We should do the talking and the coercing, and I'm sure the general doesn't need much coercing into taking you up to his apartment. And hoping to have his way with you. He's a slime ball after all.
My girlfriend has a favor she wants to ask you, General.
For you, my dear, anything.
I've changed my mind.
Oh, no, you haven't. She's embarrassed about asking you for an interview, General.
An interview with me? Fabuloso!
Well, I want to write a story about you.
You hear that, Ronaldo? An exclusive glossy spread about your beloved general.
Si, senor general.
Look after things here. I'm going back to my apartment and I don't want to be disturbed.
I'll get you for this, George Stobbart.
Don't worry. If you're gone for more than a couple of hours, I'll come and get you.
A couple of hours?
A couple of hours? What do you mean a couple of hours? You said 5 minutes. Which he did. So now Le General is gone. Now we can talk to Ronaldo and get him to take Pearl to the pyramids.
Would you take my friend to the ruins now the general's gone?
I'd be honored, senor.
Thanks. I'll go get her.
Yay. So then that gives us a chance to look at the chart and go and talk to Miguel, whatever.
I've made the arrangements for your visit to the temple, Pearl.
Oh, that's just great, George. Why don't you come too, honey?
I'd love to, but right now I have to save the world.
Listen, sweetie. I'm looking for an official guide to take me to the old pyramid.
For a lovely lady, I would go to the ends of the earth. For you, I will go as far as the pyramid and back. But what about your husband?
What he doesn't know won't hurt him. Let's go, Beanpole.
As Pearl and Ronaldo set out for the ruined pyramid, I prepared to search the police station.
Yes, and the one thing we need to look at is the chart. Don't believe there's anything else in here that we need to look at
It
either.
looked like a geological survey map showing the land to the southeast of Cuaramonte City. About 60 miles inland and upstream was an area marked Tezcatlipoca.
Sweet, and that is what we need. Hey, Miguel. You alright?
I'm George Stobbart. You're Miguel the musician, aren't you?
Ex-musician, senor. My career is finished.
Going to jail could be the boost your career needed.
Senor, I would rather die than live with this shame.
Have you heard of a guy called Karzak?
Yes. The old man spoke of him.
The foreigner? Professor Oubier?
That's right. This man Karzak is Oubier's boss.
Why is that noose hanging from the bars?
Ronaldo strung it up for me to hang myself. Don't cry for me, Senor Stobbart. When I am dead, the goddess will take my soul to rest in paradise.
How exactly would you strangle yourself or hang yourself with the noose when you look about 6'2", 6'3", and that noose looks to be about 4 foot off the ground? You're gonna have a very hard time. Okay, so I don't believe there's anything else that we need to search in the police station. I think everything else just gives us useless information. But we now do have information that we need because of the chart. So now we can go back to Conchita, go tell her what the General and Oubier are planning, and that should give us the detonator. Do I keep clicking off it?
I
do.
got a good look at that chart in the police station. It's a map of Cuaramonte.
Does it tell us where Oubier is heading?
Yeah, a place called Tezcatlipoca.
That's the site of the mine. I wonder why they're being so secretive about Oubier's plans. One thing's for sure. If the general's involved, they're up to no good. I'd like to talk to that musician Miguel. Take the detonator and get him out of that jail.
Will do. Oh, click off first and then click the cupboard. One detonator acquired. Cool. Well, our little escape plan that we'll have to do for next time, unfortunately, because boys and girls, we are out of time. So, in the next episode, we shall free Miguel from jail. and then hopefully find out what is going on. There is a little interaction as well, if I can remember, between Nico and the general in his apartment, and then his mother shows up, and everything goes awry, and we have to escape. I think, if I remember correctly. Not too sure. Anyway, guys, thank you all so very much for watching this episode. I shall see you all next time as ever. Bye-bye.